My princess, did you miss me? Of course I did. Vera ran forward with a bright smile, but it faded the moment she noticed the strange look on the driver's face.
Welcome to Wild Shadow Tales, where every shadow hides a story worth telling. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to stay part of every twist, every tear, and every truth we share.
She's over there, someone whispered softly. Vera turned. Good afternoon, Mr. David. Good afternoon, Vera. His voice sounded unusually tense. Your parents couldn't make it today. They asked me to pick you up. Vera frowned immediately. That's strange. They always come for me themselves. Mr. David forced a weak smile as he opened the car door. Something urgent came up. They had to travel unexpectedly, but they should be home before we arrive. Vera hesitated for a second before nodding. Okay, thank you, Mr. David. The ride home felt unusually quiet. Even the air inside the car felt heavy. Then, as they approached the mansion, Vera's heart skipped. Dozens of people stood outside the house dressed in black. Sir, why are there so many people here? She asked nervously. Mr. David tightened his grip on the steering wheel. I'm not sure. Maybe it's a celebration, Vera thought desperately. Maybe a family meeting. But the second she stepped out of the car and saw the coffin, her entire world shattered. No, her knees gave out instantly. Mom? Silence, Dad? Nothing. Then she screamed, clutching the coffin with trembling hands. Please don't leave me. Please wake up. But the burial ended the same way nightmares do. Cold, silent, final. That evening, while Vera cried alone upstairs, her relatives gathered downstairs like strangers discussing unwanted luggage. So, one aunt sighed impatiently. What are we supposed to do with the girl now? My husband won't agree to bringing her in, another replied quickly. Besides, a man added coldly, she was adopted anyway. She's not really blood. Maybe we should just send her back. Back where? Someone asked. To the orphanage. The room went silent for a second. Then several people nodded in agreement. Not one person defended her. Not one. The next morning, another family arrived at the funeral house to pay their respects. On the drive home, Mrs. Thompson couldn't stop thinking about Vera. You look disturbed, her husband noticed. What happened? I heard something horrible today, she said quietly. Vera's relatives want to dump her back into the orphanage. What? After everything that child just lost. Her eyes filled with emotion. I can't stop thinking about her. Mr. Thompson stayed quiet. Then she finally said it. I think we should adopt her. Adopt Vera? She needs a real family. Before he could answer, a voice interrupted from the staircase. I think it's a wonderful idea. They turned and saw their daughter, Annabelle, standing there smiling sweetly. Mrs. Thompson's face lit up instantly. Oh, sweetheart, she hugged her tightly. You have such a kind heart. Annabelle smiled innocently. I just don't want her to suffer anymore. But the second she turned away, the smile disappeared from her face completely. Hours later, Vera stood nervously inside her new home. Welcome home, Mrs. Thompson said warmly. Your family now. Annabelle walked over with fake excitement. Hi, Vera. Looks like we're sisters now. Thank you, Vera whispered emotionally. Mrs. Thompson showed her the bedroom prepared for her, but before Vera could even settle in, Annabelle suddenly spoke up. I want us to share my room. Her parents looked surprised. But Annabelle, you've always loved your privacy. Yes, she replied sweetly, but I have a sister now. Vera looked touched. That's okay with me. Perfect, Mr. Thompson smiled. Then we'll let you girls settle in. The moment the door shut behind them, the atmosphere changed instantly. Annabelle's smile vanished like a mask being ripped off. Who told you to sit on my bed? She snapped. Vera froze. I'm sorry. Annabelle crossed her arms slowly. Have you ever even seen a room like this before? Could your poor parents ever afford something half this nice? Vera lowered her eyes silently. That's what I thought. She stepped closer. Listen carefully. I rule this house. My parents may think adopting you was their idea. She smirked cruelly, but it only happened because I allowed it. Vera looked shocked. I heard your relatives wanted to throw you back into the orphanage, Annabelle continued. So if you don't want to end up homeless again, you'll obey me. Then she pointed toward a tiny corner beside the closet. You can put your things there. That night, Vera sat alone on the floor holding a framed photo of her late parents. Thank you for loving me, she whispered through tears. Thank you for giving me a life. Then she closed her eyes and prayed quietly. Lord, thank you for this new family. Please bless them for helping me. And please give me strength for whatever comes next. The next morning, Mr. Thompson greeted her warmly at breakfast. How was your first night here? It was good, sir. He smiled gently. You don't have to call me sir. You can call me Dad. Vera's eyes watered instantly. I'm sorry, Dad. There you go, he smiled proudly. But across the room, Annabelle watched silently with jealousy burning behind her eyes. Later, when Vera admired a beautiful dress in Annabelle's closet, Annabelle snatched it away immediately. This dress belongs to someone like me, she said sharply. Not someone like you. If you want it, you can have it, Vera replied softly. Annabelle laughed bitterly. Don't act generous. You don't give me anything. I take whatever I want. At school, rumors spread within minutes. Wait, Vera is your sister now? Annabelle smirked proudly. Only because I wanted her to be. Her friends stared in confusion. But you hate her. Exactly, Annabelle replied darkly. Keep your enemies close. Then she leaned in with a dangerous smile. You girls want to watch me humble her? Their eyes widened excitedly. Yes. Minutes later, Annabelle cornered Vera in the hallway. Take off those shoes. Vera blinked in confusion. What? You heard me. Those shoes were bought with my parents' money. Students nearby stopped walking, waiting for drama. But before Vera could respond, a voice interrupted. I'm disappointed in you. Everyone turned. It was Desmond, the one student who never involved himself in school drama. He looked directly at Vera. You used to stand up to bullies. What happened to you? Vera looked away quickly. I can handle myself. She walked off before he could say another word. Annabelle's expression darkened immediately. Later that day, she cornered Vera again. What exactly were you discussing with Desmond? Nothing, Vera said quickly. Today was the first time he's ever spoken to me. Well, I don't want it happening again. Why are you acting like this? Vera asked nervously. Annabelle's jaw tightened. Just stay away from him. But the damage was already done. Because for the first time, Desmond had started paying attention, and he could already tell something was terribly wrong inside that house. A few days later, he finally confronted Vera privately. I know your sister is threatening you, he said quietly. Vera's eyes widened. How did you know? I have my ways. He stepped closer. I wanted to get to know you better, but I'm leaving. Leaving? My parents are relocating. Today's my last day at this school. Vera's face fell instantly. Then Desmond smiled softly and handed her a folded paper. Call me when you get home. Vera slowly opened it and saw his number written underneath one sentence. Asterisk, I've always liked you. Asterisk before she could respond, he added one final thing. And Vera, whatever Annabelle is hiding, one day it's going to destroy her. Then he walked away. That evening at dinner, Mr. Thompson proudly announced Vera had finished the semester as the best student in the entire school. Annabelle forced a smile while secretly clenching her fists under the table. Then their parents surprised both girls with expensive gifts and exciting news. You're both growing up now, Mrs. Thompson said warmly. So we decided it's time for separate rooms. Annabelle instantly sat upright. No, Dad, we're fine sharing. For the first time in months, Vera looked confused, because Annabelle suddenly sounded desperate to keep her close. And Vera still had no idea why. Having your own space matters, Mr. Thompson said firmly. Vera's eyes sparkled with excitement. Thank you so much, Mom. Thank you, Dad. The second she stepped in her new room and shut the door behind her, she squealed softly in disbelief. My own room, for the first time in years, it truly felt like something belonged to her. That same night, her phone suddenly rang. Hello. Take a wild guess. Vera smiled instantly. I'd recognize that voice anywhere. Oh, really? Yes, Desmond. He laughed softly. So, you actually called like you promised. I told you I would. Is this your new number? Yeah. Dad got me a new phone. Perfect, he said immediately. Now I can bother you every day. Vera laughed quietly. I only called to give you my number. Too late. You're stuck with me now. There was a small silence before Desmond suddenly asked, "So if you're my sunflower, what does that make me?" Vera rolled her eyes playfully. "If I'm your sunflower, then I guess you're the sun." "Oh wow, that sounded romantic." "Don't flatter yourself. At least my singing is better than your cooking." "Excuse me," Vera gasped dramatically. "Cooking noodles is harder than it looks." "Sunflower," he laughed. "I'm genuinely worried for your future husband. Stop teasing me." And just like that, the calls became a daily routine. They studied together over the phone. They laughed at stupid jokes. They shared secrets they'd never told anyone else. One night, during a late conversation, Desmond suddenly asked softly, "What's your biggest fear?" Vera became quiet. "Disappointing the people I love," she admitted. "What about you?" Desmond didn't answer immediately. "Losing people," he finally said, "especially the ones who matter most." Vera smiled faintly. "Well, you won't lose me anytime soon." But fate was already preparing to test that promise. Weeks later, Vera began feeling weak constantly. Her headaches became unbearable. Her back ached. Sometimes she could barely stand without dizziness taking over. "I'm serious, Vera," Desmond said worriedly over the phone one night. "You need to see a doctor. It's probably just stress. You've been saying that for weeks. I don't want to scare my parents." "Please," he insisted. "At least get checked." "Okay," she sighed softly. "I'll talk to Mom tomorrow." But the next day changed everything. After several medical tests, the doctor sat across from the Thompsons with a grave expression. "Mr. and Mrs. Thompson, the results are concerning." Mrs. Thompson's face immediately paled. "What's wrong with my daughter?" "If treatment doesn't begin soon," the doctor said carefully, "her condition could become life-threatening." The room went completely silent. Vera looked terrified. "Am I dying?" "No," the doctor replied quickly, "but your kidneys are failing rapidly." Mrs. Thompson burst into tears instantly. "My poor child." Mr. Thompson tried to stay calm. "What can we do?" "There's a procedure," the doctor explained, "but realistically, the best option is a kidney transplant." The words hit the family like a bomb. Days later, after countless tests, Mrs. Thompson quietly made a decision that shocked everyone. "I'll do it." "Mom, no," Vera cried immediately. But Mrs. Thompson held her face gently. "Don't thank me. Any real mother would do the same for her child." The surgery was risky, very risky. For hours, the family sat outside the operating room, praying desperately. And when the doctors finally walked out, everyone stood up in panic. The surgery was successful. Relief exploded through the hallway instantly. Mr. Thompson hugged his wife tightly while tears rolled down his face. "You scared all of us," Annabelle whispered dramatically beside Vera's hospital bed later that night. "You need to recover quickly. We still have school to conquer." Vera smiled weakly. "I will." Then suddenly she froze. "My phone, what about it?" "I haven't seen it since the day I collapsed." Something strange flashed across Annabelle's eyes for a split second. "Annabelle," Vera asked carefully, "have you seen my phone?" Annabelle barely looked up. "Why would I know where your phone is?" "I just thought maybe—" I said no. Her tone turned sharp immediately. "And next time, knock before entering my room." Vera stepped back quietly. "I'm sorry." But the second she left, Annabelle slowly opened her drawer, and inside it was Vera's missing phone. Still switched off. Still hidden. Months later, the girls received exciting news. "Congratulations," Mr. Thompson announced proudly at dinner. "You both got accepted into the departments you wanted." "A future doctor and a future journalist under my roof," he smiled emotionally. "Your mother and I couldn't be prouder." Mrs. Thompson held both girls' hands warmly. "You're going into the real world now. University changes people. Stay grounded. Stay close to God. And stay close to each other." Annabelle smiled sweetly. "We promise, Mom." But Vera noticed something unsettling. Every time their parents praised her, Annabelle's smile looked more forced. Before leaving for university, Mr. Thompson handed Vera a brand new phone. "Since you never found your old one." Vera hugged him instantly. "Thank you, Dad." Annabelle immediately crossed her arms. "Well, I need a new phone too." Mr. Thompson sighed tiredly. "Your current phone works perfectly." "I don't want comparisons in this house," Annabelle snapped coldly. The room suddenly became awkwardly silent. Finally, Mr. Thompson nodded. Fine, I'll send you money for one. Annabelle smirked slightly while Vera looked uncomfortable. University life started faster than expected. On her first day, Vera nervously searched for a seat in a crowded lecture hall when a cheerful girl approached her. Is this seat taken? No, go ahead. The girl sat down, smiling brightly. I'm Iris. Vera, nice to meet you. Likewise. Within minutes, they were laughing like old friends. I really need a study partner, Iris admitted after class. Well, Vera smiled. You found one. For the first time in a long while, life finally felt normal again. Then the lecturer made an announcement that instantly changed the atmosphere. For your next assignment, you'll work in groups. Students groaned loudly. Group C will consist of Vera, Iris, Clinton, and Desmond. Vera's heart skipped instantly. Wait, Iris whispered excitedly. You know Desmond? Before Vera could answer, a tall guy walked over dramatically. Please tell me this is Group C, he said. I'm Clinton, future genius and unofficial father of the group. Everyone laughed immediately. Father of the group? Iris repeated. Yes, somebody has to keep you people organized. Then another voice interrupted behind them. Sorry I'm late. Vera turned and froze. Desmond, older, sharper, more confident than before. But the warmth in his eyes was gone. Hi everyone, he said calmly. I'm Desmond. He greeted Iris. He shook Clinton's hand. Then he completely ignored Vera. The silence was painfully obvious. Later, Iris immediately confronted her. What was that? What do you mean? Vera asked nervously. Don't do that. I saw the tension. You two know each other. Vera sighed heavily. We were close before, but after I lost my phone, we stopped talking. Iris frowned. He looked hurt, like you disappeared on him. That night, Vera sat alone thinking about him when someone started banging aggressively on her hostel door. It's me. Open up. Annabelle. Vera opened the door slowly. What's wrong? I need money. What? I texted you. I've been studying. I didn't check my phone. Annabelle suddenly stepped closer with fury burning in her eyes. Don't act stupid with me. You owe me. Vera froze. Owe you for what? My mother gave you a kidney. Annabelle snapped viciously. If anything had happened to her, you would have destroyed this family. Vera's eyes widened painfully. So don't ever forget, you're alive because of us. The words hit like a knife. How much do you want? Vera whispered. 200,000. I don't have that. Then find it. I only have 52,000. Annabelle stared at her coldly before finally holding out her hand. Send it. After she left, Iris slowly stepped out from the corner of the room. That, she whispered in disbelief, was your sister? Vera nodded silently. And she talks to you like that? I don't want to discuss it. Iris looked genuinely disturbed. Are you okay? Vera forced a smile that didn't reach her eyes. I'll survive. The next day, the group met for their assignment. Iris was running late, leaving Vera alone with Desmond and Clinton. Desmond finally looked directly at her for the first time. You okay? He asked quietly. Vera nodded too quickly. I'm fine. He clearly didn't believe her. Trying to ignore the tension, Vera spoke first. I think we should divide the assignment into sections. Each person handles one part, then we combine everything later. Desmond immediately folded his arms. And who made you leader of the group? Vera looked stunned. I was just suggesting an idea. The atmosphere turned tense instantly. Clinton awkwardly cleared his throat. Well, this group is already starting like a reality show. But what none of them knew was that the real drama hadn't even started yet. All right, Clinton said quickly, raising both hands dramatically. Looks like this group is already fighting and we haven't even started. Everyone laughed awkwardly. Let's vote, he suggested. I agree with Vera's idea, Iris said. I'm with Desmond, Clinton replied immediately. Desmond leaned back confidently. So that's a tie. Silence. Well, Vera sighed quietly. It's fine. Let's just do it his way. Desmond looked at her for a moment, almost surprised she backed down so easily. Okay. Clinton clapped his hands together. Now that we've settled that, when are we meeting? I'm free in the evenings, Iris said. Same, Vera added softly. Evenings work for me too, Desmond replied. Perfect. Tomorrow evening then. Everyone agreed and started packing up. As Vera shut down her laptop, Clinton suddenly leaned closer curiously. What exactly are you always doing on that computer? Vera blinked. What do you mean? Every time I see you, you're either studying or typing like your life depends on it. She smiled shyly. I want to become a doctor, but I also love coding. You code? Clinton looked impressed. Yeah, I'm building an app. Wait, Iris gasped dramatically. So you're secretly a genius? Vera laughed softly, not secretly across the room. Desmond quietly watched her with a strange expression. For the first time since university started, he almost smiled. Just then, another voice interrupted. Desmond, is that really you? Everyone turned. Annabelle walked toward them confidently, dressed flawlessly as always. Desmond frowned slightly. Sorry, do I know you? Annabelle placed a hand dramatically on her chest. Wow, that hurts. Then she laughed. It's me, Annabelle. We went to secondary school together. Desmond stared for a second before recognition finally hit. Oh, you? Yes, me. She smirked. The girl who used to like you before you ignored her for someone else. The atmosphere changed instantly. Vera slowly lowered her eyes. Annabelle folded her arms and continued casually. She broke your heart, didn't she? Desmond's face hardened immediately. You know she got pregnant, right? Annabelle added carelessly. She even has a baby now. Silence. Pure silence. Vera's head snapped up in shock. Desmond stared coldly at Annabelle for several long seconds before speaking. I have somewhere to be. Then he walked away without another word. The second he left, Iris turned to Annabelle in disbelief. What was that about? Annabelle shrugged dramatically. We used to know each other. Then she looked toward the parking lot where Desmond entered an expensive black car. Do you girls even know who that guy is? She asked. His family is insanely rich. That car alone could probably pay somebody's school fees for years. Clinton whistled softly. I knew he had money from the way he carries himself, but wow. Annabelle smiled slowly while staring in the direction Desmond left. This time, she whispered under her breath, he's going to be mine. The next evening, Vera arrived for the group meeting expecting everyone to be there. Instead, it was just her and Desmond. Iris texted me. Vera explained awkwardly. There's an emergency at home. Clinton canceled too, Desmond replied shortly. An uncomfortable silence followed. So, Vera cleared her throat nervously. Maybe we can still start the assignment? Desmond nodded slightly. Sure. They sat across from each other in silence for a while before Desmond suddenly asked without warning, So, who takes care of the baby? Vera froze completely. What? The baby, he repeated calmly. The one Annabelle mentioned yesterday. Vera immediately shut her laptop. Can we focus on the assignment? Desmond leaned back slowly, studying her reaction carefully. You know what? Vera stood abruptly. Maybe we should continue tomorrow when everyone is around. Then she grabbed her bag and walked out before he could stop her. Outside the building, her heart was pounding uncontrollably. What is wrong with him? She muttered angrily. What baby is he even talking about? But deep down, she knew exactly why that rumor hurt so much. Later that night, Vera returned to her hostel only to find Annabelle waiting outside her door. And she looked furious. Where were you? Annabelle snapped immediately. I've been waiting here for over an hour. We had a study group meeting. Annabelle crossed her arms aggressively. Sit down. We need to talk. Vera already knew this wasn't going to end well. Annabelle leaned closer with cold eyes. I heard Desmond is in your group. Vera's stomach tightened instantly. Yes. And you didn't think to mention that? I didn't think it mattered. Annabelle laughed bitterly. Oh, it matters. Then her expression darkened completely. Listen carefully, Vera. I like Desmond, and this time I'm not hiding it. Vera stayed silent. So stay away from him. We barely even talk. It better stay that way, Annabelle warned sharply. Because if you try anything with him, I will remind you exactly who you are in this family. Vera looked at her quietly. Annabelle stepped even closer. You seem to forget that you're adopted. You got lucky ending up in my parents' house. Those words hit harder than usual this time. Don't test me, Annabelle whispered dangerously. Because the version of me you've seen so far? That's the nice one. Then she walked away, leaving Vera standing there shaken. The following day, the group finally met properly to work on the assignment. At first, things surprisingly went smoothly. Even Desmond seemed calmer. But halfway through the discussion, he suddenly looked up and asked casually, "What do you guys think about women who give their children up for adoption?" Everyone paused. Clinton blinked. What kind of random question is that?" Desmond continued without taking his eyes off Vera. "Especially the irresponsible ones." Vera's face immediately lost color. Iris noticed instantly. "Vera, I'm fine," she whispered quickly. But she clearly wasn't. The meeting ended shortly after, and Iris followed Vera outside. "Okay, enough," Iris said firmly. "Talk to me." I said I'm okay. "No, you're not." Iris grabbed her arm gently. "Every time something happens involving your sister or Desmond, you shut down completely." Vera looked away. "I thought we were friends," Iris continued softly. "Friends talk to each other." That sentence broke something inside Vera instantly. Tears suddenly filled her eyes. "Iris," her voice cracked. "Hey." Iris pulled her closer gently. "What's going on?" Vera tried holding it in, but she couldn't anymore. "I grew up in an orphanage." Iris froze. "Every time families came looking to adopt children," Vera continued through tears, "I used to sit there hoping someone would choose me." Her voice trembled badly now. "But nobody ever did." Iris slowly sat beside her silently. "Not until I was 10 years old. That's when Annabelle's parents adopted you." Iris asked carefully. Vera shook her head. "No." A painful smile appeared on her face. "Before them, I already had parents." Iris looked confused. "They weren't rich," Vera whispered. "But they loved me with everything they had." Tears rolled down her cheeks freely now. "They gave me a real home, a real life. They worked so hard just to send me to good school." Her breathing became shaky. "That's how I ended up in the same school as Annabelle." Then her face darkened painfully. "One day, Annabelle's father picked me up from school. He said my parents were busy." Her voice nearly disappeared. "But when we got close to the house," she swallowed hard, "there were people everywhere, crying." Iris covered her mouth emotionally. "And when I walked inside," Vera whispered, "I saw both my parents lying in coffins." A heavy silence fell between them. But that wasn't even the worst part. Iris looked at her carefully. "A week after the funeral, my relatives all decided they didn't want me anymore." The pain in her voice was unbearable now. "Because I wasn't their real blood." Iris looked horrified. "Oh my God, they were already discussing sending me back to the orphanage." Then Vera looked down quietly. But Annabelle's father overheard everything. And without hesitation, a tear slid down her face. "He decided to take me home. When he told his wife about me," Vera continued softly, "she agreed immediately." A faint smile appeared through her tears. "And ever since then, they've loved me like I was truly theirs." Iris held her hand tightly while listening. "They really did save me," Vera whispered emotionally. "Everything I am today is because of them." She wiped her eyes slowly. So, when Desmond asked that question about irresponsible parents abandoning their children, her voice cracked again. "It took me back there, back to the orphanage, back to those lonely afternoons sitting near the gate, praying somebody would finally choose her." "My mind is a mess right now," she admitted. "My late parents, my life, everything feels heavy." Iris immediately pulled her into a hug. "You're not alone anymore," she whispered. "I'm here for you, as your friend, as your sister if you need one." And for the first time in a very long time, Vera actually believed someone meant it. Meanwhile, somewhere else on campus, Annabelle stared at her phone before dialing a number with a smirk. "Hello. It's Annabelle." A pause followed. "Annabelle, which Annabelle?" "The one you know," she said sweetly. "We went to secondary school together." "Oh, you again." Annabelle's smile twitched slightly at Desmond's cold tone. "I wanted to talk. How did you even get my number?" "I have my ways." Desmond sighed impatiently. "What do you want?" "I'd like us to meet. There's something important I need to tell you." "You can say it on the phone." "It's about Vera." That instantly got his attention. Silence. Then finally, "Fine. Where?" An hour later, they met at a quiet cafe near campus. Annabelle arrived dressed like she was going to a movie premiere instead of a casual meeting. Desmond barely looked impressed. "I'm here," he said flatly. "So talk." Annabelle smiled nervously. "Actually, that's not why I called you." Desmond frowned immediately. "Then why am I here?" Annabelle took a deep breath dramatically. "There's something I've wanted to tell you for years." Desmond already looked tired. "I've always liked you," she confessed boldly. "Ever since secondary school." He said nothing. "You never gave me a chance because you were too focused on someone else." Her smile became bitter. "So I decided to stop waiting." Finally, Desmond leaned back slowly. "That's very honest." Annabelle's face brightened instantly. "But I don't feel the same way." Her expression froze. "There's nothing between us," he continued calmly. "And there never will be." The humiliation hit her like a slap. "You should probably lose my number too." Then he stood up and walked away without even looking back. Annabelle sat there stunned for several seconds, her pride completely shattered. Later that night, one of her friends immediately asked, "So, how'd it go?" Annabelle forced a fake laugh. "He's just playing hard to get." "Are you giving up?" Her face darkened instantly. "No." Then she added bitterly, "But even if I do, I'll make sure Vera never gets him either." Days later, life on campus seemed calmer on the surface. Iris and Clinton had become inseparable, constantly laughing and teasing each other. During one lecture break, Iris finally confessed everything to Vera. "Okay, fine," she grinned shyly. "Clinton and I have been talking a lot lately." Vera's eyes widened dramatically. "Wait, seriously?" "And maybe," Iris admitted while blushing, "I really like him." Vera immediately squealed excitedly. "I knew it. Have you seen him?" Iris laughed. "He's smart, funny, kind, and annoying," Vera added jokingly. "Very annoying," Iris agreed. The two burst into laughter together. "But why didn't you tell me earlier?" Vera asked. Iris' smile softened. "You were already dealing with enough. You and Desmond were going through whatever that weird situation is." "Oh, please." Vera rolled her eyes. "Your happiness matters too." Then she pointed playfully at Iris. "From now on, I want details. Everything. Good news, bad news, drama, gossip, all of it." Iris laughed. "Deal." The moment felt warm, genuine, peaceful, until Iris suddenly pulled two shiny party tickets from her bag. "There's a huge campus party this weekend," she announced excitedly. "And you are coming with me." Vera immediately shook her head. "No way. Please. Iris, please." Vera sighed dramatically. "Fine." Iris screamed excitedly. "Yes." That same evening, Vera called home. "Hello, Dad. My baby girl." Mr. Thompson said warmly. "I've missed you." "I miss you too." After talking about school for a while, Vera hesitated before speaking again. "Dad, there's a school party coming up." "Uh-huh. And I wanted to ask for some money." Mr. Thompson laughed immediately. "How much?" "Maybe 200,000. "Done." Vera blinked in shock. "That fast?" "In fact," he added proudly, "I'll send you 350,000. "Dad, buy yourself the most beautiful dress you can find. I want my daughter looking like royalty." Vera smiled so hard her cheeks hurt. "Thank you." The next day turned into full girl mode. Hair appointments, nails, makeup, shopping, endless selfies. "This is actually fun," Vera laughed while posing for pictures. "I told you." Iris grinned. "Tonight is going to be unforgettable." Then her expression suddenly turned suspiciously mischievous. "And trust me, tonight is about to get very interesting." Vera narrowed her eyes. "What are you planning?" "Just wait." That evening, the party venue looked like something out of a celebrity event. Lights flashed everywhere. Music shook the walls. Luxury cars lined the entrance. Vera stopped walking just to stare. "This place is insane." "I told you." Iris smirked proudly. Desmond and his friends organized the whole thing. The second Vera heard his name, her heartbeat changed. Meanwhile, across the venue, Desmond sat with his friends, scanning the crowd absent-mindedly. "Bro," Clinton teased, "you've checked that entrance at least 20 times."